Hi, and welcome to Cocoon to Bloom. I am one of the podcast hosts. My name is Abby, and I'm so glad you're here listening, or welcome back if you've listened before. Today, I'm going to be talking about how to welcome in spring and kind of not only how to romanticize spring, but how to bring spring into your life and be fully present in the season because I feel like sometimes it's hard and these holidays and these seasons just pass us by and we're not actually like living in them. At least that happens for me. I always have all these things that I want to do and I get so excited for the new season and then I kind of just let it pass me by and I'm like, "Oh, I didn't do half of the stuff that I wanted to do. I don't even feel like I experienced the season." But that is not going to happen this spring. Okay, we are going to fully romanticize it and fully be in the spring mode. And I spring has never been like one of my very favorite seasons, but lately I like it more and more. Like fall is my favorite season, but I think spring there's something about it that is just so exciting because you've been in winter for so long and winter can be so slow and dark and low-key depressing. I actually had a pretty good winter, so I'm not complaining too much, but spring is very exciting. You go from like this stagnant energy to very much forward motion and moving, which I love. Um, I think like the first step to romanticize spring and like be in the spring mode is to let go winter because winter can be so heavy. And one simple ritual that I like to do to kind of release winter and all that comes with it is I kind of just like journal about it and I write three things that I learned and three things that I want to let go of. And the three things that I let go of, I either like burn it or rip it up. It's kind of basic, but I don't know, it helps me like get in the mindset that I'm actually releasing and letting go of those things. The first thing that you can do to bring in the spring energy is to incorporate small changes in your routine. Make your routines more refreshing. I think getting sunlight in first thing in the morning is nice. And now that we have more sunlight, opening your windows, opening your blinds, letting the fresh air in, I think it feels so good to have like your windows open and the wind blowing in your apartment or your house. I just love that feeling. It's unmatched. I think going for morning walks or just walking outside more because now that it's warmer, it's actually enjoyable to be outside and you can go outside without thinking of a million things that you have to put on. um, I think starting new creative projects is something that I specifically want to do this spring. One idea that I had, I know Canva, you can make like magazines with like pictures from your camera roll. I want to start making magazines for people and you can make one for the year 2026 because it's not too late to start, honestly. It's only March, although it's like mid-March when I'm filming this. And the spring equinox is actually this Friday, March 20th. So when you're listening, it'll already be officially spring. But yeah, you can start like either a scrapbook or a Canva magazine and you can put all your pictures into it. I think that is such a fun way to kind of look back at the year, but you can start it in the spring and you can start thinking, okay, I'm going to take more pictures with my friends, my family, of just things that I see. So that's something that I'm going to do. I think I'm going to make a Canva magazine for 2026. But some other ideas, you can just start new hobbies. They don't even have to be anything like spring themed. Something that I have been loving, I think I talked about this in the last episode. Um, I love doing puzzles. I think that they are so fun, especially if you put on like a playlist, have the windows open. I think it's such a vibe. I think puzzles are in for every season, in my opinion. Um, Oh, also one thing that I started doing was I made my own cookbooks, but I did it with like baking recipes instead of cooking recipes because I prefer baking to cooking. But you can do that, or just scrapbooking. I think scrapbooking is such a lost art. Nobody does it anymore. I feel like I recently started and it brings me so much joy. It's so fun. If you haven't scrapbooked before, try scrapbooking. I highly, highly recommend it. I also saw this one, you can like make it springy because you can make them into flowers, but there's like these little beads and oh my gosh, I'm gonna really have a hard time explaining this, but you can like do beaded hobbies and like make beaded flowers and like as decoration. They're so cute. I don't know how to explain it because I've never done it before, but I think I might try. If you just like go on TikTok and look up beaded crafts, there are so many possibilities, so many options. Also, of course, Pinterest has so many hobby ideas. But I think specifically starting a new hobby or a new project can just feel nice. And it's like motivating because you have something new to look forward to, new to put your energy into. Also, of course, this goes without saying, but making a spring playlist, I feel like indie music, happy music is in. I'm letting go of my depressing winter playlist. And yeah, I'm going to be in my car, windows down, decorations dangling from my rearview mirror, and blasting happy music. That's the vibes for me, okay? Get on your spring playlist. It makes a huge difference. And like bringing in new music and listening to new music because I have been listening to the same songs over and over and over again. I got so sick of them and I finally branched out, got some new music. It feels good to like have new songs that you love. I think it's so much fun finding new music. So you can do that. Also, one thing that I really want to do this spring is not just actual cleaning, but emotional spring cleaning, okay? Letting go of resentment, old habits, and relationships that no longer fit your lifestyle. And it can be hard letting go of things. Letting go is very hard, especially for me, okay? Um but yeah, let go of the habits that no longer serve you. Maybe you want to stop drinking or you want to eat healthier or move your body more. Um, or maybe you've been holding a grudge for someone for a long time and it's honestly causing you more harm than them. That happens a lot, I feel like. But I think it's helpful to let go of grudges. And honestly, they take up so much energy when you are being angry. Actually, pause. No, because sometimes you need to be angry and you have every right to be mad at someone. And you should let yourself be mad at them. And you can't just be like, I forgive you. That's not what I'm trying to say. But I feel like sometimes it does get to a point where it's causing you so much harm, so much stress, being mad at someone, it's better to just let it go and let it be and let them go too, because sometimes you just can't forgive. You don't need to forgive and forget all the time. You don't have to. You can just let them go. Um, but yeah, and relationships and friendships that aren't serving you anymore, that don't make you happy. If you're sad in your relationship and you've tried everything, maybe this is the time to let it go and I don't know, bring in some fresh energy. Um, the next thing is not just emotional spring cleaning, which takes time and isn't done in a day, but legit spring cleaning. This is hard for me because I freaking hate cleaning. I don't like to clean, and I do it anyway because I deserve to have a clean space. And that's what I always tell myself when I catch myself being lazy or not wanting to do my chores or clean my apartment. I'm like, I deserve to live in a clean and organized space. I owe it to myself. Um, Also, it's like, how lucky are we to be able to live in a home or apartment or wherever you live? You might as well take care of it and romanticize it. But yeah, I think getting rid of clothes you no longer want, and kind of for me today, actually, this morning, I switched out my winter clothes for my summer clothes, and I I know it's early to like bring out summer clothes, but I live in Utah and it's literally going to be 80 degrees next week. So I'm like, you know what? Okay, whatever. Clearly, Utah, it's going to be a hot summer. It's going to be bad. I'm scared. I digress. But I just switched up my clothes and I'm excited for all this new spring fashion and, bringing more colors into my wardrobe, more floral patterns, springy patterns. Oh my gosh, I'm getting ahead of myself. Um, but yeah, clean your space. It feels so good. And to especially getting rid of clutter and things that you no longer want or need, it feels so good to just sometimes I'll just get a bag and be like, hey, what do I not need anymore? And just throw things away. It works, okay? And you don't obviously have to do your spring cleaning in one day. I could never, ever do that. You can space it out however you want. Um, but I started talking about moving in my clothes, which brings me into my next point, which is spring fashion. You can start getting excited about the new outfits you're gonna wear. You can go thrifting, go shopping for new stuff. Um, Pinterest is super fun to look for outfit inspiration or just inspiration in general. Obviously, I love Pinterest. But yeah, I'm so excited for spring fashion. I'm so excited to wear more bright colors again because when I'm cold, I I want to dress up, but I have a hard time getting motivated to dress up because I'm just so cold. I'm like, I just want to be comfy. But if I'm not freezing, I have more capacity to and energy to put into my outfits. I also love pink. I love wearing colors, and I feel like winter sometimes I'm like, oh, it just doesn't go with the season. But spring, baby, I'm gonna bring all the colors, all the glitter. Yeah, just like wearing this season. I think that's fun for any season to wear whatever you want, wear what you want. Um, Also, I think it's important to make fun plans. And as I was saying earlier, sometimes the seasons pass us by and we don't realize it because we're not like living in them. Make plans, even if you have to like put it in a calendar and scratch out a time to do it, just make the plan to do it and don't let anything get in the way of it if you can. For example, go to farmers markets, do picnics, sunset walks. I have been loving my sunset walks. It has been daylight savings recently, so we finally have more sunshine. And the joy that it brings me going on my nightly walk as the sun is setting is unmatched. I look forward to it every single day. And my morning walks too, honestly, like the fresh morning sun hitting my face. You're kidding. Sunset walks make me so happy. Literally, just walk outside more and you will be able to romanticize spring because duh. Um Also, just having like fresh flowers on in your kitchen or wherever, I love, especially in the spring. It's so nice. My favorite flowers are tulips and lilacs, but I have some tulips in my kitchen on my kitchen table right now, and every time I look at them, I just get so happy. They're the cutest pink tulips ever. But having fresh flowers out just like reminds you it's spring. It's literally spring. Um, but yes, make the plans and just write it in your calendar and be like, today I'm gonna do this. For example, I was like, I want to go to the Tulip Festival. So I got my calendar and I was like, this day, this time I'm going to the Tulip Festival. Whether it's myself, my friend, a date, whatever, it doesn't matter. Like, make the plan and just go to it. Because if you don't make the plans, the season will literally pass you by. Same with like holidays, plan them in advance so you're not like last minute, like, oh, I want to do something, but I don't know what to do. And this also gives you things to look forward to. I always have to have something to look forward to. So, key tip, okay? Um, I also, one of my favorite things about the changing seasons is like incorporating that into recipes, whether that's cooking or baking. Like I said earlier, I love to bake, and I think it's so much fun to like incorporate the new fresh fruits that are in season, and you can just look up like what fruits are in season and then put those into your meals. I love doing that. Making new like springtime recipes. I've been having a lot of fun with Cadbury eggs, lemon flavors, orange, strawberry, very fruity. But if you don't like to bake, just ignore me. But you can do that with cooking too, like spring recipes. Like I said, go on Pinterest. Spring recipes are there for you, okay? Um, Another thing that I like to do every season is set intentions. So this spring, I want you to set some spring intentions if you feel like you want to. For example, you can ask yourself, what energy do I want to bring into this new season? Whether that's soft, happy, cozy, refreshing, whatever that is. And then the next question is, what version of myself am I stepping into? And then you can journal about it or you can write it on a piece of paper. I like to personally write it on a piece of paper and or like sticky notes and then place it around my apartment so that I see it and I'm reminded, because a lot of times I will set intentions or I will journal and then an hour later I have like completely forgotten about it and I have no clue what I wrote. So I like to write it and then maybe put the paper around you just so you have like little reminders so you can be like, oh yeah, I had this intention and I want to bring this energy into my life. I Who was it that said it? I don't remember, but I started every month having an intention for the month and I just had it like a word, like whether the word is productivity, presence, reflection, and each month has a word. You can do that with spring and be like, what is my specific energy for spring? I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. But yeah, I think it's very helpful. And then one of the most important things and like easiest things that you can do to kind of romanticize spring is to spend intentional time in nature, because it is so exciting to go outside and do outdoor activities, especially after we've all been cooped up in like a winter slump for months and we're snowed in, whatever it is. It is so exciting when spring finally comes and you can go outside and you see the grass is growing back, there's flowers, there's cherry blossoms. Yes, I went on my walk yesterday and I saw cherry blossoms and it made me so happy. I love cherry blossoms. They are so cute. Go outside and enjoy them while you can because they don't last long, I feel. But yeah, spend intentional time in nature. Go on walks, have a picnic, barefoot grounding. This summer and spring, I'm going outside. I'm taking off my shoes. I'm taking off my socks. Don't look at my dogs. I don't care. And I'm barefoot grounding. Okay. I'm laying in the grass. I'm walking in the grass. I'm so excited. I don't care. Um, just being in nature will make you so happy. Literally, I want to go outside so much more than I usually do. Like, wait, how do I phrase that? I always tell myself I'm going to go outside more and then I don't. And I really want to break that habit. I really want to be more of an outdoorsy person because I really do love being outside. Every time I'm outside, I am happy and I feel so much better afterwards. I feel more grounded. I feel less in my head because I can really overthink and get so in my head. But when I go outside, I step out there and I go for a walk and just get some fresh air, some sunshine on my face, I immediately feel better after. It is like the perfect fix for me. And you can even go on a walk without music. I say it like it's the craziest thing. You can go on a walk without music. But actually though, this one's hard for me because I sometimes do not like to be alone with my thoughts. But I made myself the other day go for a walk with no podcast playing because I love listening to music. I love podcasts. But I was like, you know what? We're just gonna go and listen to the sounds of nature. And it actually was so nice. Like, it is important to be alone with your thoughts at the same time. And I noticed so many more things on my walk than I would have if I was like listening to music or a podcast. Like, I heard the birds chirping, I noticed my surroundings more, and it was so lovely. Like, it really was. And it set the tone for the rest of the day. I went in the morning. The rest of the day, I felt so peaceful, so happy. I also just wanted to mention, I feel like spring has a lot of new energy. Like when I think of spring, I think of new. Because if you think about it, baby animals are being born. I didn't mean literal babies. Flowers are blooming. Things are just like coming back to life. Like when I think of spring, you think of like life. And I think and I am ready this spring to step into of a more social era. I was social in the winter, but I honestly was just very fatigued and tired from like everything that happened this year. And so I did spend a lot of time alone, which I really love. I love being alone. But this spring, I personally am going to be more social. I'm going to make more plans. Also, I if you find yourself wanting to go to plans but you're like no one's doing anything, like no one's having a party, no one's doing it, you can do the party, okay? I think I'm going to throw a spring equinox party. It's going to be little because I just thought of it like today, a little way too late. um but if no one's doing the events, you can be the one to do the events, okay? In the summer I actually had a mermaids and margs party, and it was pretty fun. And even if the people don't know each other, that's okay. You can just bring them together and then, hello, maybe they become friends. You never know. I actually didn't like doing that, if I'm being so honest, because I felt like I had to make everybody feel comfortable. So I don't know if I would do that again. Low-key gave me anxiety. But maybe you're not like me, okay? If you have no plans, you can be the one to make the plans and invite people. Sometimes we get in our heads and we're like, no one's asked me to hang out. But it's like, have you asked them to hang out? You know? Um, but yeah, you can be the one to host the party, okay? And even if you don't have friends right now, you can make it a goal to make friends. I am gonna try to make friends, make new friends this year and this spring. That's one of the goals that I have. Um, but yeah, I think it's exciting to meet new people and try new things. This is the season. This is a season to meet new people, have new experiences, and start living the life you want to live. Um, I hope this episode was helpful. I feel like I was so chaotic and kind of all over the place. My brain is like so zigzaggy. That's like the only way I know how to describe it. So I'm sorry if this was just like pure chaos, but I really hope you welcome spring with open arms. And I hope you guys have an amazing spring. And not only spring, but I hope you have an amazing week. I am so grateful for you all. We are so grateful for y'all. Thank you for listening. If you like this episode, please leave a comment and follow and rate the podcast. It helps us a lot. And yeah, I love you guys. I hope you have an amazing week. Thank you for listening.